So it's gonna pause, right?
Yep.
Gonna pause.
Okay, good evening. This is Melanie Flaherty, Chair of the Watertown Commission on Aging. I'd like to call the Thursday, July 18th Watertown Commission on Aging meeting to order. It's 6:31 p.m. We will do a roll call. I'll start and we'll go to my right. Melanie Flaherty.
Heather Chase. Rose McNair. Karen Hosky.
Al Middleton.
Sally Kushlis.
Thank you. Correspondence. Do we have any correspondence that I don't have any correspondence, Michael, that we need to review. Okay. We do not have any correspondence to review tonight. Public participation, we have a member of the public here with us tonight. I'm sorry, if you'd like to introduce yourself again, I know you've been here. Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, or if you have anything you'd like to add, this is the portion of the meeting where you can, if there's any. Okay. Welcome. Approval of minutes. We do have the May 16th minutes that were emailed to everybody. Does anybody need a copy of them if we're okay? Can I,
Motion to accept.
Second.
thank you, Al. Thank you, Sally. That's the May 16th regular meeting of the Commission on Aging meeting minutes. We have a motion on the floor to accept. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, the minutes for May 16th are approved. The June 20th meeting was canceled due to a lack of quorum, so that cancellation notice is also included in the packet. Furthermore, on to item number 6, reports. Chairman, I do not have any report to give this evening. We are very fortunate with our staff in the recreation department to take care of us so thoroughly. Michael, Parks and Rec Director, your report this evening.
Good evening, everybody. I was at the pleasure to present at the town council meeting the other night, and I provided them a slideshow, but I will try to get to the pages that are germane to this commission. Okay, so just bear with me for a second. I'll run through these. If anybody wants me to stop on them, I will, but this is available on the video of the town council meeting.
You had fun with the way the screen changes.
Thank you for noticing.
You couldn't help yourself.
Wait until you see the aquatic section.
Totally.
Oh, great. That isn't.
Wow.
Right, they wouldn't let me put music or dancing to it. Okay, watch this one.
Whoa, that's really good.
You have 18 lifeguards.
Yes,
Yeah. Wow. You're gonna get 10 of them.
so this is available for your review if anybody's interested. I cannot email it, but it's on the town council meeting from Monday night, past Monday. So what I want to do is give you an update for some of the things that have happened at the senior center.
There we go.
So there's our Falls Valley Senior Center, some pictures of our participants and our staff. Some of the improvements that we embarked on recently, we had the carpets cleaned. In fact, the carpets are being replaced, I think sometime in August. So there will be a closure of the center for visitors that day. Staff will be there. Some of the things we did outside, some new flowers, some weeding. Shout out to Frank for helping. We had a rain out. We had half students arranged to volunteer at the senior center and at Crestbrook Park Golf Course on May something, 22nd or something like that. And it rained, so they couldn't be there. So Frank and I were mulching and weeding in the rain that day. And we did some of the we were also at Crestbrook, not Frank, but I was at Crestbrook too. So we were counting on like 30 volunteers. So we had some work to do as a result. New poker table that some of you may have seen, and new cornhole boards. Transportation grants that we've applied for, the 5310 grant, we had applied for some time ago. We partner with the Waterbury Transit District to have a matching grant to continue the free dial ride services, and that's basically an in-kind grant. The ARPA grant that we applied for here, this funding got reallocated, so we are on a waiting list to know if we secure 80% of the funds or not. We are lobbying our politicians. We have Joanna Hayes' representative, Laura and I met with her last week. We might want to make some phone calls or send some emails to your local delegation and ask them to see what they can do about making sure. What they did is there was $10 million allocated from the federal government. And there's a chart by which the members of the Waterbury Transit District are allocated a certain amount of predetermined funding. What happened was that's based on certain, I guess, budgetary numbers. Those budgetary $10 million was budgeted by the federal government and was held by or under the stewardship of the legislature. The legislature decided to reallocate $4 million of those dollars to education, as a matter of fact. So we may just have to find a way that our need for the bus fits some other things. So we're searching for other grants to supplement any shortcomings, but we're pursuing this hard. So that's, if you want to, or if you're running to your state representative or your state senator, they reallocated money that was forced specifically for senior centers towards education, higher education. I don't know, is there a coincidence with the new contract for the UConn basketball coach? Maybe.
I noticed that it said there was a 20-seater plus 2 wheelchairs.
Yes.
I only see 16 plus 2 wheelchairs.
I'd have to do a little bit more research. It's possible that when the wheelchairs aren't in use, chairs back here slide down. See those chairs?
Okay, that's what I thought, but it said plus 2 wheelchairs, so I wondered.
So these top down.
Yeah.
And then we're scaling back to get a smaller van to allow for more people to be able to drive it. You need a different license to drive this than you would this, a different endorsement. And this will be a little bit easier to maneuver, hopefully a little less expensive to maintain. Some of the initiatives that I wanted to undertake and were in fact already instituted by the senior center are some where we get younger, teenagers and children and people of all ages to interact with the seniors. So some examples of that last year were the senior prom hosted by St. John's School, the gratitude breakfast hosted by the students at John Trumbull, pollinated garden and outdoor cleanup provided by the Girl Scouts of Troop 64005, Wii bowling with the Watertown Transition Academy, and monthly luncheons cooked and served by Canner Tech students. Highlights from the past 6 months, some of the trips are listed here. And social and special events. Some of those are recurring, some of them are special. And upcoming in the next 3 months, some of them they just went, I know they did the Boston trip today. And I think everybody's back.
The bus is back.
Okay. 2 buses on there?
Hopefully they're
Okay, they're back. Thank you, Mal. And then if you want to visit the newsletter or see any additional information, you can always go to a variety of our social media platforms. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So now we know where Laura is tonight. Well, she can't be with us. Do we have a report from the Senior Services Coordinator, the municipal agent, from Laura, or is this? I mean, I think this was pretty thorough.
Yeah, I think in lieu of the report, I'll be on under new business. I'll be providing some of the data in lieu of the rate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I mean, we certainly saw what the senior center's been up to, and you're slide presentation. And I'm sorry, under our roll call, I neglected to mention, we had two members who called in that could not attend tonight, Deb DeSena and Krista Palumba. Both are unable to attend tonight and called in. So that's going back to roll call. Under old business now, we're under item number 7, Roman numeral 7, the senior community center update. I don't know if we have anything new on that to report.
I do not.
Yeah, that's not something we'll.
There's a big push for a new police department, so maybe
Maybe
floating to
we'll
the top of the
join in with
list.
that. That would be nice.
The town's having the financial advisor, Burnaby something, to come in and talk about.
The consultant.
The consultant, to talk about getting from the can't think of the way to borrow money. The town borrowing money.
Bonding.
Bonding, he's gonna talk about bonding, and talk about the what's available. In the past, we only had, I think, about $7.2 million available. So maybe there'll be more this year once we start paying some of the stuff down. So he'll tell us about that.
Okay, thank you. And we are now under new business, Roman numeral number 8. The report on my senior center. Do you have a report this month, Michael, on that?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
So this was prepared for last month, June 20th. So I didn't have it updated since then.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, no, there's no notes here, so I don't know if that's big enough for you to see, or you want me to try hard to get rid of this sidebar.
No, it's okay, you can read it.
All right, so what this is telling us here is number of unduplicated signings per activity. So you have your blue corresponds with here, your 27. So your Bible study, book club, crafty Tuesday, Noki making with Matt. That was from May 20, this is a 1 month snapshot or 3 week snapshot. 49 people attended trips,
Yeah,
breakfast, shopping, Lutheran home, shopping and lunch. Over here, 87.
especially
The other
events. Yeah,
26 socializing, just visiting and having coffee. And then 115 unique registrants for bingo, cornhole, knit, crochet, I'm not gonna try to pronounce that, mahjong, pickup books, pinochle, poker, Scrabble, setback, and bowling. Our average daily attendance is 52. And on Mondays, this is what we track, how many the people that come in on Mondays, people that come in on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
would that be because of the activities on those days that
Yes.
that it increases? Okay.
Bingo brings it in.
Thursday.
Bingo Tuesday.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
And then the transportation report, number of one-way rides, so this is, again, same time period. So the week of 5/20 to 5/24, 11 one-way rides, which is 22 right back and forth, 14, 7, 13, and 10. And then we track that each day. So average number of one-way rides per day. On Mondays, we average 8, Tuesday, we average 9, Wednesday, we average 6, Thursday, we average 10, and Friday, we average 8.5. And so there's some explanations here. On Mondays and Wednesdays, the bus travels to Waterbury for doctor's appointments. On Tuesdays, there is also a free dial ride trips that are not reflected in our numbers. So earlier on, when I talked about the collaboration with the Waterbury Transit Authority, we do not track those numbers. On Thursday, the bus service begins after 9:30 due to food bank pickup. So again, we support, don't forget, our division supports their division and so on. And we do so just to clear any perception that might be in the public, our office does cover the senior center and vice versa. That goes for the parks crew, sometimes having to help out at Crestbrook sometimes having to help out the parks. That does not happen often, but if push comes to shove, we need to keep operations running. And I have to balance that with personnel rules, morale, all kinds of circumstances that go to the department. And then lastly, the graphs above do not reflect the additional outings, trips on the following dates: the 20th, the 27th, 29th, the 4th, and the 7th. I don't exactly know why.
Those would have been trips that, like from the senior center, Laura's trips, okay.
Okay, I got you, right,
This was gathered from my senior center,
yes.
and this is a PowerPoint presentation,
Publisher, yeah.
publisher. I have that, could you send that to me also?
I can try, sometimes the files get
Too big?
too big, but
Okay, give it a shot.
this one should go.
Okay,
Okay, thank you, Michael,
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. My
There's
pleasure.
a lot of information. That I think reflects how busy the center is, how busy the seniors are in this town, and just the social needs that you're serving. It's important, very important. Do we have any comments, questions? I'm sorry.
I have a question. How
Certainly.
many seniors are in Watertown? Do we have a number?
There must be, we have a
Yeah.
census from
I-
the last census and the total number of
But-
people.
Yeah,
I don't have that number
Oh.
this evening.
I thought that earlier this year, there was a number published in the Town Times. And it astounded me because I believe it was like a third. It was a huge number.
wow.
A third of the population of the
Yeah.
town.
Wow.
Don't take a third, but it was a very high percentage that really surprised me.
I think that the country is aging, but this
Yeah.
town certainly is
Yeah.
an aging community, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Karen, you would know too, the school aged population, isn't that declining in town?
So, and they do projections, and not by a lot,
Mhm.
there's a slight rise, like we've held steady, but yes, there's a big drop from earlier years. So we're plateaued
Now,
presently.
Yes, those where baby boomers are done having kids.
Generation X, you're right, they're not having as many kids as
Right.
we did as baby boomers.
I can let's see what Wikipedia says.
That's our population,
What's the-
2105
what-
in 2020.
No.
Demographics.
2020, that's how many, 14 years ago, 24 years ago?
24.
Mhm. I think you can go right to the census, Watertown, Connecticut census, and look it up. I think I've done it before. But I also have a question. I know Watertown is trying to, whatever, make businesses come here and increase the tax base. I live in the Bunker Hill area and there's a big section of land that they wanted to turn into warehouses. And needless to say, from Interstate 84 up to Route 63, there's not enough room for tractor trailer trucks. And not only that, in our neighborhood, we didn't want the pollution and the noise and the additional traffic. Why can't Watertown, and I saw in the Town Times this morning, housing for elderly, we need housing for elderly. That's what a developer needs to come here.
Yeah,
and
that's needed across the state, I mean, it's
Right, so
everywhere, every town.
Have you
and-
looked at the real estate being offered on Echo Lake Road? It's interesting. They've got the original buildings that were built
Mhm.
are 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
You're talking about the condos?
Those
Yeah, the
new-
rest of them are 1-bed, 1-bath. There's no 2-bed,
In between,
yeah,
yeah.
so there's a whole lot of 1-bed, 1-bath.
Yeah,
That must
Which
be
is
what's-
not gonna put a lot of kids into the system,
right.
but it
That
would,
must be what is.
I mean, they're 180, which
That's
is
a
a lot of money
for
for
one
a lot of
person.
our seniors.
And I know that the last 2 times that people presented to the town council were the with this board or that board, they said, there are many young professionals who would live in Watertown if the apartments were available. And I said, oh yeah, where are these young professionals with discretionary funds gonna work? What businesses in Watertown, and even ones close by on the highway, they're gonna drive to New York City from Watertown? Unless they're thinking everybody, all these new young professionals will be
Work from
working
home.
online. Yeah, and that's a different story, but I think we really do need more senior housing.
I'd love to see the Massey property,
Mhm.
those, was it 400 acres on French Street? You've got sewers, you've got water,
Everything's already there.
a nice road, and it would be a great place for a life care community. Because there's more options for more property.
Yeah, that's
Joe
definitely
has-
something that's
Joe
needed.
has property up there that is already zoned for houses, just across, just down from the high school.
There must be some reason why developers don't want to make senior housing. I guess they don't make enough money, right?
And that's where, that's
unfortunate.
that's the final answer for everything, right?
And if you want to
Buck
see
stops.
a good movie, I watched, I don't know, it was on Netflix, was on Hulu. It was called The Bank of Dave, about an Englishman that wanted to set up a bank, and the banking industry is put together by people who have money and who don't want other people in the banking industry because they're not the right kind, people can't trust them. So that was really interesting. So I don't know if there are developers who have a conscience and who want to support the community and the elderly community. But I have no idea how
No,
that
it's
gets
not.
done.
That might be government.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
I
not.
think it's more than that. I think it's people who are worried about Section 8 housing.
Yeah.
So,
Really?
And Watertown has that mandate for affordable housing, correct?
I think every town there does.
Yeah, I think that's.
But I don't know for how many units.
There's a
And if
percentage.
that Regency project, I've heard conflicting reports about whether they are going to offer some of the affordable housing.
which is the Regency project?
On Echo Lake Road,
The condos, 3
the
tiers.
condos. But for elderly people, you know, like Truman Terrace and whatever, the last I heard, which was a while ago, they weren't even taking applications anymore. There was a 3-year wait.
Yeah, I looked for my mother who's 95 years old, and she said, oh, forget it. Cause she said, by the time I get her place, I'll be dead. Yeah, I'm gonna bury you.
Well, it's definitely a need and a need in this town and, you know,
Yeah,
it's
that's right.
not,
So I don't
something-
know, just, you know, being this commission, I don't know if there's anything we can do.
that's not really under our purview unless, of course, it were to come to us. There is a housing commission
Right,
for
right,
the town,
but I think that just to make a statement that we need senior housing as
Yeah,
part of
I
the
think-
commission on aging.
I think they already
It's
know,
not-
because the pressure to
but
the housing authority there's a lot.
Oh, okay, it's just.
no, I think it's, yes, Karen, go ahead.
No, go ahead, finish your comment.
No, I was just gonna say, I agree, it's definitely a need in this town, but go ahead, Karen.
So I had someone approach me and it made me think when you were doing the slideshow about looking at intergenerational, you know, more kinds of programming to do, and I know they did it years ago in partnership with the high school for technology. And they used to do a Wednesday after school, the kids would come down and at that point they had
They came to the senior center,
Center,
yeah,
yeah.
they did.
And
Mhm.
well, and I'm assuming it was well received then, but I'm gonna use Carol as an example. But the day that, with the QR code and all, when Laura did it on your phone and then you were like, I have no idea how to get it back and what to do. I was thinking, what a need, but kids are so tech savvy, like you probably get middle school kids who have a little more time than high school.
Time
To do it, but just as,
Yeah.
and I thought, oh, let me mention that, because as I said, I know they did previously do it. And I don't know how many, if any computers are set up there, or people, even if it's just stuff on your phone. But just as a thought for one more program that brings.
They did, it was very well received, and they had them on the computers too in
Yeah.
the senior center, if I recall correctly. But definitely phone.
And they
because
kind of mentor to make,
talk about.
you know, they help with the same person week after week. and
Exactly.
really continue
Yeah.
the course.
Because
It's
there
nice.
is Sal at the library will help you with
Oh, yeah.
your phone stuff.
Yeah, but I think having them come to the senior center when they're there is,
Yeah,
that is a program maybe we can suggest to
Mhm.
Laura, if that's
Yeah.
something. When the kids are in school and they have their community service hours, I know that when my kids go to my mother's house, she's always like, can you help me with this on my phone? And, you know, that's the first thing she says to them.
for the youngest kid in the store.
I say, don't ask me, ask my kids, you know, that's much easier, so. But that would be a very helpful program. I don't know if it's happened in a while, but it was well received when they did it. But it was, when they first did it, and when I did it years ago, I do remember it just being computers, but phones are such a, and there's such a
Tablets,
need.
whatever, you know.
There's such a need for help on, I need help on my phone.
I thought I ordered tickets for Massachusetts boat trip, and I ended up in Providence, Rhode Island, on the river.
So anyway,
All I get is spam likely.
So much.
yeah, and
Um,
do we have any other comments, questions this evening, folks? Okay.
About anything?
About anything, well, Al, this is the Commission on Aging, so we would like
This
to,
is right in front of me, Commission on Aging.
yes, that's where you are tonight,
This is straight out of the
straight up,
website.
okay,
Okay, here's the members of the Commission on Aging. Carol Stepanek, Kathy Boulay, Mary Colangio, Heather Chase, Loretta Lambert, Marilyn Flaherty,
Loretta's no longer on.
Patty Durkee, and Michelle Wallace. Oh, and they're here too. It's way out of date.
Al, I don't know where that came from, this I have updated as of August 14th, 2023.
This is on the Park and Rec website under Senior Center, under Commission on Aging.
Okay, well, my list here as of 8/14/23, and I don't know where this came from, but this came from,
Well, the same as this one's out of date.
Caitlin. This is from Caitlin from the Park and Rec office, but it needs to be updated on the website
I'll
then.
take care of that. Yeah, don't, anything, anytime you see something
Yeah.
erroneous on what we are publishing, please let us know.
Yeah, and I'm sure that this list that's here with Caitlin's folder, Michael, is up to date.
I have one dated 1/29/2024.
Oh, then yours is even more current
It's
than what I have.
It's, if you go to the town website, they're listed on.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
website
that-
should be current, it should really.
I think that's data that we enter third party.
Okay, so that could be updated. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, Al,
Sure.
appreciate it. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Okay, may I entertain a motion to adjourn the Commission on Aging?
I make a motion.
Thank you, Carol. At 7 PM, we have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
And Heather Chase seconded Carol's motion. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstentions, we stand adjourned at 7 PM. And that's for, Caitlin. No, thank you.